Oh, doesn't that look amazing? Wouldn't you love to be at the beach right now? Maybe Wrightsville Beach is a live look. Some folks got the message. They're already out there starting their weekend early. As you plan your summer trips, we want you to get all the best advice from the experts. That's why today, Jenny with Cruise Planners is here to help you have the best trip possible. She does more than just cruises, all kinds of vacations. She's here to help. So text us those questions now. Send them to 336-379-5775. Get them answered in real time anonymously. So a lot of people, Jenny, want those beach vacations right now, but a lot of that stuff is already booked up right out of the coast.
It is, yes. The demand this year is higher for really all travel. People are ready to get away. What we're finding is that hotels, beaches, houses, they're just sold out if we're talking, here in the US, actually worldwide. What I think today I really want to stress for everyone is flexibility. Keep your mind open, be flexible, and lots of suggestions to help you do that.
So what are some of these flexible options we should consider for a beach vacation?
So some of the things we want to look at is think about midweek to midweek. Don't always go a Saturday to a Saturday or Sunday to a Sunday. While most places will require a full week, you can certainly consider the midweeks. The other things that are, if you are traveling with a large family, especially a big group, even a family of maybe 4 or 5, instead of looking for something, that's a larger suite or one big house, consider houses or consider places with multiple hotel rooms. It's the suites, and when we start getting in bigger families, that are really, really hard to come by.
So if we do want one of those rental houses or several rental houses for a big family, how do we go about getting those?
So my biggest piece of advice I think I can give today, other than being flexible, is to reach out to, if you're going to a specific beach, reach out to a local property management company, a realtor, or even a travel advisor. So any of us can help you. I do highly suggest staying away from something that you might find online. What you run into is potentially a lot of issues. While it may seem like it's a good deal, if you've ever heard the old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And the last thing you want on your vacation is to be fighting with somewhere to stay.
How do you decide if you should rent one of these places or just go with a hotel room?
Well, it really kind of varies. So if you are one of the people that wants to cook your meals, clean your house, deal with all of that, then I would suggest, finding a house, knowing that you're probably going to be able to save a little bit of money. Or if even sometimes a 2-bedroom, they're not hard to find. A hotel room is probably going to give you a better location, however, and you're not going to deal with that. The other thing to keep in mind is food. When people think, oh, I've got such a great deal, I'm just going to go to the beach. Remember food pricing. Just like here in Greensboro, everywhere, the cost of food is up. So, sometimes if that's a big deal, if you have a lot of children, think about the house, because you can keep a refrigerator stocked.
Even for the hotel, our family meal preps before we go to the beach. Even that 3-hour drive, and just bring your snacks with you.
Absolutely, great idea.
What are some other ways that people can save money on these trips besides being flexible?
So, one of the things that we want to do, of course, is making sure that you are working with someone that has vetted these properties, and making sure that you don't have hidden costs. So many times you will see a deal online, and that deal is going to say, oh, X amount, $25 a day or whatever, but that's not including. Think about parking. Think about whether there's a resort fee. Resort fees are very, very popular with hotels right now. Parking, taxes, resort fees, all of those things, you want to make sure that you are looking at the entire picture of those. And then sometimes, like I said, look off week. If you're, obviously I think the demand is, when we look at the holidays, Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day, the pricing is going to be higher. So if you can do a midweek, not over a holiday, you're going to save quite a bit of money.
What are the cheapest days to fly?
Cheapest days to fly. Cheapest days to fly will be a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and you will always want to stay over a Saturday.
Does it matter what day of the week you buy your plane ticket?
It used to be, they said Tuesdays was the best day. Well, the reason of that was the price adjustments were made on Monday, and then they manually entered them. Since the computers, it is not so much. Really, I find that the best pricing a lot of times is late on a Sunday evening because you've gotten that done. The other thing to keep in mind when you're looking at airfare is if you have 5 in your family, don't search for one. You have to search for the full 5. Otherwise, one, the availability might not be there, or the pricing is totally different.
Do you recommend staying with the same airline all the time or hopping around to whoever has the cheapest?
Well, I do recommend staying with the major airlines. I will say that. It kind of depends on not so much the airline, but the destination. Some airlines are just amazing and have better options going to different destinations. So I do say, find what works best for you. When you talk about loyalty with airlines, it costs so much in building those points. I'll give you an example. I am going to Greece this summer, and I was trying to use my points, and I pulled it up, and it was 635,000 points one way.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it worth it to try to get these points? Are there perks that come from them?
Not necessarily. They're really, and a lot of the airlines are actually going to be doing away with them and cutting back on them. So I say personally, I recommend my clients work with a credit card work with their credit card company as far as using their points and their benefits. Most of them will also allow you to still use your travel advisor and then use the points after the fact. So you can get the best pricing, the best service, and use your points.
Well, thank you so much. I'm always learning so many new things from you every time you're on. We're going to keep taking your questions on the other side of this break. Send them in, 336-379-5775. We'll be right back.